Everyone wants to climb a mountain. They imagine the view from the top, the peace, the glory, the proof that they made it. But no one talks about the real mountain, the one inside you. Brianna Wiest calls it self-sabotage. That invisible weight that pulls you back right when life starts getting better. You say you want success, but then you procrastinate. You say you want love, but then you run the moment someone gets close. You dream of peace, but then you start overthinking, finding problems where none exist. It's not bad luck. It's not the world against you. It's you against you. The truth about self-sabotage, most people think self-sabotage means ruining your life on purpose. But it's the opposite. It's your brain trying to protect you, just in all the wrong ways. Every time you get close to something new, success, love, confidence, your mind asks, is this safe? And if it's unfamiliar, it says no. Because safety, to your mind, isn't peace. It's predictability. So even if the past hurt, it feels safer than the unknown. That's why people return to bad habits, toxic relationships, dead dreams. They're not addicted to pain. They're addicted to what they understand. Your mountain isn't fear of failure. It's fear of change. The pain that protects you, Brianna Wiest, says something brutal. Self-sabotage is just misplaced self-love. Read that again. That every time you hold yourself back, part of you thinks it's doing the right thing. You overthink to avoid regret. You isolate to avoid rejection. You stay small to avoid failure. But in protecting yourself from pain, you protect yourself from life. You're not weak. You're just using survival skills in places where you should be growing. The moment you outgrow yourself, imagine a snake trying to shed its skin, but refusing to move. That's most people. They outgrow old patterns, but keep living inside them. Too scared to break free. Growth feels like destruction at first. Because before you rebuild, something has to die. An identity, a belief, a version of you that once kept you safe. That's the first climb in this book. Accepting that the person you were is not the person you're becoming. The mirror of triggers. Every time something triggers you, it's not an attack. It's a reflection. That's your mountain showing you where you're still wounded. Someone ignores you? That's your fear of being invisible. Someone criticizes you? That's your old wound of not being good enough. You get jealous? That's your own potential asking, why aren't we there yet? Your triggers are not enemies. They're coordinates. They tell you exactly where to heal. The fire that builds you. Hardest part of climbing your inner mountain isn't the climb. It's facing what you buried along the way. Because before you can build the life you want, you have to face the parts of you that keep destroying it. Brianna Wiest doesn't sugarcoat this. She says healing isn't gentle. It's brutal honesty. You don't fix your life by pretending the pain never happened. You fix it by walking straight into it. Eyes open, heart trembling, but still walking. Emotional intelligence. The real strength. Everyone wants to be strong. But most people think strength means never feeling weak. That's the trap. Emotional intelligence is not about controlling your feelings. It's about understanding them. When anger shows up, it's not telling you to explode. It's saying something feels unfair. When sadness knocks, it's not trying to drown you. It's saying something needs to be released. Every emotion is data, not danger. And when you stop fighting your emotions, they stop fighting you back. You don't heal by deleting emotions. You heal by decoding them. The shadow you keep avoiding. Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life, and you will call it fate. That's what Wiest calls shadow work, meeting the parts of yourself you hide, the jealousy, the ego, the need to control, the fear of being ordinary. You keep these locked up because you think they make you bad, but in truth, they make you human. The shadow is not your enemy. It's your power turned inward. And when you face it, you reclaim everything you once thought was weakness. The turning point, at some point, you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" That's the moment your mountain shifts. Because mountains don't move when you fight them. They move when you understand them. You realize every delay, rejection, heartbreak, failure, none of it was punishment. It was preparation. The world wasn't trying to destroy you. It was shaping you into someone who could handle the view from the top. Pain as a teacher. Pain is the language of growth. It's how your soul speaks when you refuse to listen. You say you want peace, but peace isn't silence. It's alignment. And alignment comes after you clean the mess, not before it. That's why healing feels like chaos first. Because you're dismantling your own walls, not to fall apart, but to finally walk out. Wiest reminds you, you are not here to feel safe. You are here to evolve. And that means feeling everything, not running, not hiding, not numbing. Because pain is temporary. Avoidance is forever. You are not broken. The biggest lie self-sabotage tells you is that you're broken. But you're not. You're just full of outdated stories. Stories like, "I always ruin things. No one ever stays. I'll never make it." They sound real because you've repeated them enough. But they're not facts. They're scars. And scars mean healing already started. When you stop identifying with your pain, you realize it was never your identity. It was just an experience. Becoming the mountain at this point, the climb isn't about survival anymore. It's about transformation. Because when you've faced your pain, your fears, your patterns, there's no enemy left to fight. Only a new self waiting to be born. This is where the mountain is you hits its real message. You are not climbing to conquer life. You are climbing to become life. You are not overcoming the mountain. You are becoming the mountain itself. Becoming your own foundation. For most of your life, you've looked for stability outside yourself. In people, in love, in plans that always seem to fall apart. But real stability doesn't come from things staying the same. It comes from you being unshakable, even when everything else changes. You become your foundation when you stop begging for peace and start being peace. When you stop looking for validation and start living your truth. When you stop saying, "I'll be okay once," and realize you can be okay now. That's the moment you rise above your mountain, not because it disappeared, but because you grew taller. Self-trust. The peak of growth, the biggest symptom of self-sabotage is distrust. You don't trust your choices, your feelings, your timing. You look for signs, advice, permission, anything to confirm what you already know. Wiest says healing is returning to self-trust. It's knowing that even if you fall, you'll get up. Even if you fail, you'll figure it out. Even if you lose everything, you'll rebuild. Because you've done it before. You stop asking the world to make you safe. You start becoming the reason you feel safe. The shift from control to flow. For years, you tried to control everything. Outcomes, timing, people, the future. But control is just fear dressed as discipline. True strength isn't about controlling life. It's about moving with it. Letting things unfold. Trusting that endings are not punishments. They're directions. The mountain doesn't resist the wind. It stands through it. That's the kind of power Wiest teaches. You don't need a new life. You need a new mind. You've probably said it before. If I could just move to a new place, get that job, meet the right person, I'd finally be happy. But no matter where you go, you take yourself with you. Your patterns, your doubts, your unhealed parts. They travel too. That's why change doesn't start with a new environment. It starts with a new mindset. You can't outrun the mountain. You climb it from within. Wiest says, your new life will cost your old one. That's not poetry. That's reality. You can't hold on to who you were and become who you're meant to be, becoming the mountain when you finally stop running. When you face your fear, when you learn to sit in discomfort and still move forward, something shifts. The chaos quiets. The fear softens. The climb doesn't feel impossible anymore, because the mountain you were trying to conquer was never blocking your path. It was the path. It was you. Every heartbreak, every delay, every lonely night, it wasn't punishment. It was the sculptor shaping you into someone unbreakable. You realized that peace was never waiting at the top. It was building inside you with every step. Final reflection: The Mountain Is You isn't a book about motivation. It's about emotional evolution. It teaches that healing isn't becoming invincible. It's becoming honest. It's no longer being at war with yourself. You learn to stop chasing versions of yourself that no longer exist. You learn to stop sabotaging good things because you don't feel worthy of them. You learn that strength isn't pretending you're fine. It's knowing you'll be fine even when you're not. You stop climbing to escape who you were. You climb to meet who you are not. And one day, you look around and realize you didn't just climb the mountain. You became it.